Breaking cruise news. 2 cruise ship employees have been arrested and are facing serious charges after the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency was tipped off to them being in possession of some extremely illegal and disturbing videos. This prompted authorities to do a search of the cabin of the 2 cruise ship employees. In today's video, we'll go over the details available so far and talk about the reasoning as to why this situation has potentially been a frequent phenomenon this year in 2024. So before we dive into this very disturbing news, I do have to put a disclaimer out there, a trigger warning if you will, to let all of you know that this video is not going to be for everyone. It does involve very young people as well as animals. It's horrific, it's sick, and if you have children in the room, obviously have them go into another room, or if you are sensitive to topics such as this, then you might want to go ahead and click off now. This past Sunday on the morning of June 9th, a border search would take place involving the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Agency. They will board a cruise ship and search a couple cabins. Among those cabin searches would be the 2 crew members that would inevitably end up getting arrested. Upon them searching the 2 crew members' cabins, they would also search their cell phones, and on their phones they would find disturbing videos, some of which would unfortunately involve young boys and girls around preschool age being assaulted in the worst way possible. Unfortunately, it gets even more disturbing. The 32-year-old crew member would have video footage of a man having relations with a horse. Meanwhile, the 28-year-old crew member would have 3 videos of a woman having relations with a horse, a dog, and even a pig. Of course, as you could imagine, after discovering the videos, the 2 crew members would be arrested. Collectively, they are looking at over 20 felony charges. The 28-year-old crew member is looking at a $52,000 bond. Meanwhile, the 32-year-old crew member is looking at a $20,000 bond, and both are in jail over in Miami. Now, of course, I know what all of you are thinking. Of course, this is disgusting, but you're wondering how people like this end up working on board cruise ships. I'm going to make this as simple as possible. Whenever you work on a cruise ship like I did, there are different entities involved in the hiring of crew members. There are a lot of people that work directly for the line, but the vast majority of people that are working on cruise ships, i.e. your crew members, are usually hired through some kind of agency overseas. This does, of course, mean that the cruise lines often do hire through somewhat of a third party, and we don't exactly know how these agencies are vetting their crew members. On top of that, when it comes to situations such as this of a crew member having some very disturbing videos in their cell phone, maybe they have never been charged or put in jail for anything, so they literally have no record of them doing any crimes or violence or anything of that nature for them to maybe not end up getting the job to then eventually work on board a cruise ship. There is also another possible factor. We all know that currently the cruise ship industry is rapidly growing in popularity, meaning as of right now we have a lot of cruise ships out there that are getting into the mega cruise ship game, each one requiring thousands of crew members. As for these agencies, maybe at one point they were using the reference system, which isn't a bad idea. A friend of a friend recommended somebody to work on a cruise ship, and they have a clean record, they have all the credibility, and they have really the skills required to work on board a cruise ship, so they are hired really without a problem as long as they have their visa and their passport and all of the paperwork in order. However, at this point right now, the cruise industry is needing tens of thousands of crew members to now work on board cruise ships. Yes, a lot of them are going to be vets, a lot of them are going to be friends that kind of gave them the homie hookup, if you will. They were referenced over to this agency and now they're working on board a cruise ship, but you got to think about the new people that heard about the idea of working on board a cruise ship, and who knows, maybe they are not too stable in the head or they have issues or whatever the case may be, but since there is no mental or psychological evaluation to work on board a cruise ship, there are other measures to take place, your physical and all that stuff to make sure you are healthy. There are going to be naturally some bad eggs that slip through the cracks. I do want to make this very clear as we close this out. I do not blame the cruise line directly. There's only so much can be done when you are a massive corporation that is in charge of hiring thousands upon thousands of people. You can't expect everybody to be these perfect angels that are going to do their job. Some people are going to do stupid stuff and get fired. Some people are going to do some illegal stuff and get fired. And some people are going to realize once on board that working on board a cruise ship just isn't for them. It is literally impossible to find the perfect candidates and employees to work on board cruise ships. So naturally, things are going to happen. But of course, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Of course, hit that like button on your way out. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as usual, I love and appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.